Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be my Project Pan 2016 6-month update for June. If you guys haven't seen my Project Pan for 2016 introduction, the link is in the description box. I have been doing Project Pan now for a year and a half, and I did one in 2015, and I did that one a little bit differently. The links to my 2015 Project Pans are down below as well. I did it differently for 2016. So for 2016, I decided to do a makeup inventory in January 1st, and then monitor my inventory numbers throughout the year, and kind of pull it up every time I feel like I want to buy something and I know I shouldn't because I have too much crap to begin with. Does everybody have that problem, or is it just me? Because I'm sure a lot of you girls out there have a hoarding problem with beauty, makeup, that kind of stuff. So I know I'm not the only one that is in this situation. So anyways, with further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each category. I have it on my phone. I don't know if you guys can see. There you go. I have it on my phone. And I'm going to go through each category, tell you the number I started off with in January, and the number that I'm currently at in June as of June 6th, which is today. June 6th is when I'm filming. So, and, you know, that way you can see if I went up or down or, you know, whatever the case may be. So this is going to be quite a bit of a long video. So grab a snack, grab a drink, grab anything that you want that you will need for this lengthy video. I try not to make these Project Pan videos long, but I can't help it because there's so many categories, and to go through each one is just going to take quite a few minutes. So grab your food and drink and come back and meet me, and we're going to get started. Okay, so my first category, I'm going to be looking on my phone because that's where all the information is. And you know, if you guys want to do this type of Project Pan and follow along, by all means, you can definitely take down all the categories I have and use those categories for your own personal use in your Project Pan. And let me know if you do it as well. I would like to come and check out your Project Pan because I love watching Project Pans. I don't know why. It's one of those type of videos that I love watching. I also love watching Empty's videos, but like Project Pan videos, I guess, are somewhat like Empty's videos, so that's why I'm addicted to both. Anyways, moving on. So my first category is foundation, makeup foundation. This is mostly liquid foundation. So I started off in January with 18, and I am currently at 20 for June. I went up by 2 because I included 2 samples in here that I received, I want to say, like, probably around March timeframe. So I haven't used up those samples, which is why I went up by 2, but they're not full size. They're like just small deluxe size samples. So that is the reason why I went up by 2 in foundations. I know it's not like I did a great dive, but trust me, by the end of the year, that number will definitely go down. Next category, BB and CC creams. So in January, I started off with 6, and in June, I am at 6. So I have not really, well, actually, no, I have. So this is the thing. So I started off with 6, and I would have gone down to 5, but I received a CC cream, I want to say in February. I can't remember when it was, but I know it was in the early months of the year. So I ended up finishing a BB cream, which made my my level kind of even out. So it would have been 7 if I didn't finish my recent BB cream from L'Oreal, but because I finished it, I went back down to 6, so I kind of evened out, and I didn't really go up or down. So BB creams are right now at 6. I'm hoping to bring that down 1 by the end of the year at least. Concealers. So I started off with 14 concealers in January. I'm at 17 concealers in June. And I'm still scratching my head on how that number came about because I legitimately don't know where those other concealers came from that increased my what is it called? My inventory. Because all the concealers I have that I've counted, I've had since last year. So I may have miscounted when I originally did the concealer count in January. So technically, based on the numbers that I've recorded, I went up a few for concealer. Concealer takes a long ass time to finish, people. I don't know how you guys go through concealer so fast because, especially my MAC Studio Pro Conceal, like in the pot, that one takes forever to use. Forever. So, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I don't need concealers anytime soon. I probably won't be purchasing any. I haven't purchased any concealers this year either. Like, I know for a fact I haven't. So I think I just miscounted in January when I did my concealer count. Okay, so my next category is face powder. Face powder, I started off with 9, and I'm now down to 8. So I went down by 1, which is great. And I know I went down by 1 because I know I finished one off not too long ago. So that's good. Face powders, I don't consider bronzers. I consider my Studio Fix powder, face powders that are like a foundation powder that you can set your makeup all over the face, or you can even use it as the foundation itself on top of a BB cream or something. Nothing that's bronze or contour like. So those are my face powders. I went down by 1. I'm so proud of myself. Bronzers. So I started off with 15 and I went down to 14 in June. So I did use up a bronzer, so now I know why I went down. I will not be buying any bronzers anytime soon because I have a ton. The bronzer category that I'm telling you right now, they're single bronzers. They come in single compacts. Same goes for the face powders before. They come in single compacts. Maybe I should put single so that I know. There we go. So single bronzers, I went down 1 and I'm currently at 14. So, I'm getting there, slowly but surely. It takes time to use up powder products. Okay, so lip glosses is my next category. So I was at 30, and I'm at currently 20. I went down by 10 in 6 months because a lot of my lip glosses I went through, I gave a few away that I really wasn't using. They were brand new. I knew I wasn't going to use them, so I gave a few away. And then the ones that I didn't give away that I still got rid of were old and expired, and I didn't want to put them on my lips. So that's why I wanted to. That's why I went down by 10 lip glosses. I will not be purchasing lip glosses anytime soon. I think I maybe purchased one, but it was a topper for a nude, and I didn't have like a cleary nudie type of brownie nude, I guess you could say. It's like a brownie nude type of color. It's beautiful by Too Faced. So I mean, regardless, I still went down by 10, which is great. So I won't be doing any lip gloss anytime soon. I'm trying to get rid of my Whitening Lightning lip glosses because as much as I enjoy them, I'm not a fan of the company or, the person that stands behind the company anymore. So I would like to just get rid of Gerard Cosmetics Whitening Lightning stuff out of my collection, period. Next category, face primer. So I was at 6 in January, and I'm still at 6 now because I finished a primer and I bought another one, so I evened out at the same level. So I didn't really move much. I would have gone down by 1 if I didn't purchase another one, but there was one I really wanted to try and I couldn't resist. I know, bad. I know. Okay, my next one, eye primers. So this includes paint pots. I started at 14 in January. I'm down to 12. So I finished up 2, which was great. I won't be repurchasing any eye primers anytime soon because I have way too much to go through. The eye primers include the MAC paint pots because they're a great option for an eye base when you're doing eyeshadow and all that jazz. So yeah, I have 12 left. And you know what? That doesn't bother me. As long as I see, I know some categories will probably increase instead of decrease, but as long as majority of the categories decrease, then I'm in good standing, Okay, whew. So eyeliners. Eyeliners, I started off at 56 eyeliners. I know. I'm down to 51. I've used up a couple eyeliners over the last 6 months. More like pencil type of liners. Eyeliners include gel liners, the potted gel liners, the pencil liners, anything that you use as an eyeliner specifically. So those I had a lot of, but I went down. So I used up 5. I'm down to 51. We'll continue on. We'll continue on. Lip liners. So I started at 34 and I went up by 4 to 38. So I went up by 4 because I finished a lip liner by Milani, which is one of my favorites, and it really was amazing. But I finished it so fast that I really wanted to get a backup of it. So I ended up getting a backup of 2 colors I wanted, which ended up being 4 lip liners in total. So that's why. But I do use them, so that number will definitely go down by the end of the year anyways. Mascara. So I was at 17. I'm down to 16, which is great. Brow products, which I can't understand. I was at 7. I went up by to 12. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Huh. I can't understand how I went up by 5 in brow products. I think I may have miscounted in January because I haven't bought any brow products that I remember over the last 6 months, so I don't understand where that came from. Which is fine. You can never have enough brow products. So, I mean, 12 for now is good anyways. Like, I rotate through using my brow powder and my dual pencil, you know, back and forth all the time. It's not a big deal. I won't be buying brow products anytime soon. Okay, next, the lip balms. So I was at 35. I went down to 30. Lip balms are easy to use because I throw on a lip balm probably, I want to say every day, at least once or twice a day. My lips get chapped because I use a lot of liquid lipstick, and you know they can dry out from time to time. They get more chapped in the winter, more so. Yeah, no. But right now I'm down to 5. I'm actually doing really well. I'd like to get down to a maximum of maybe 3 lip balms around my inventory. I don't need 30, and we need to get on that. So I've been putting a lip balm in every purse, every location I'm in, you know, just to kind of get it used up. Single blushes, I went from 29 to 25, which is great. Lipstick, I went from 155 lipsticks. This includes liquid lipsticks, my MAC lipsticks, any lipstick. I went from 155 to 151, so I went down by 4. I did give a couple away because there were some colors I just knew I wasn't going to wear, or I had doubles of, like, in different companies. So there was no point in me keeping the same color from a different company, and I wasn't going to use up both. So I gave a couple away. Highlighters, I went from 12 to 19, which is definitely, it's definitely, yes, I get that, because I think I bought a highlighter here or there. I can't remember. So yeah, I went up a bit. I don't know. I don't mind having 19 highlighters because they all give me different looks, so I'm okay with that. Unless there's like another highlighter that's absolutely phenomenal that comes out. I won't be buying any highlighters anytime soon that I know of. We'll see. So next category, nail polish. So I was at 300 nail polish bottles. I know, this is surreal. Now, when I say nail polish bottles, I don't include the top coat and base coat because I don't really have a lot of backstock of top coat and base coat. But I do have a lot of colored nail polish. I started off at 300 bottles in January, and I'm down to 245. So I definitely cleaned up quite a bit from there. I think I had about 55 bottles I gave away that I had duplicate colors of, and so I gave them away, and someone else is enjoying them because I would never get to them with all of those nail polish bottles. It'd be impossible. Body lotion. So I went from 55 down to 50, which is amazing. That's 5 bottles in 6 months. I am a body lotion fanatic. I love putting on lotion before bed. I'm very adamant on keeping my skin hydrated because I'm tanned. I'm more tanned in the summertime. My skin needs that extra moisture all year round. So, you know, that I can bring down definitely as each update comes. So body wash, I went from 13 in January to 11, which is amazing. Face moisturizer, I was at 12 in January. I remained at 12 in June. And the reason why I remained at 12 in June is because funny story is, I think it was about February or March, I ended up finishing, I think it was close to a good few bottles. I think I had maybe 3 moisturizers left out of the original 12. And I was like, I really need to stock up. So I wasn't expecting me to even out at 12 again, but I did go to a MAC sale and they had Bobbi Brown face cream and those kind of things. So I ended up picking them up because they were on sale, and I don't pay full price when I go to those things. So it's more cost effective for me to pick up a few. That way they'll last me through the year and I don't have to worry about spending money full price when I'm at the point of needing a new jar. But 12, I'd like to go down to at least 6. I'm hoping. So I'd like to be down to at least 6 by the end of December. Facial cleansers and scrubs for face. I was at 25. I'm down to 21, and I'm still plugging through. So I finished 4 face cleansers and scrubs for the face. And I keep going down. I want to buy more face cream, like face cleansers, but I keep telling myself I have too many right now. I need to finish those up before I start venturing off and trying other ones. So that one is we're definitely bringing that down. And you know what? I like having my list on my phone because then if I'm ever out and I'm in the store and I'm looking at a product, I will pull out my phone and go to my inventory and see how much of that product I have, and then I'd be like, no, I don't need it, and it'll stop me from buying it. You guys know what I mean? Let me know if you know what I mean down in the description bar, down in the comment section. Eye makeup removers. So I was at 6 in January. I'm down to 5. So I went down 1, which is because I keep replenishing. But usually what I want to get to is if I'm using one makeup remover, I will have one backup and then keep it like that. So then when I start using my backup, I'll go out and buy a backup for that. Do you guys know what I mean? Just to keep the decluttering down, because that's what this whole video and this whole purpose of my project is to declutter a whole bunch of shit. You know what I mean? So next category, makeup remover wipes. I was at 4 packs. Now I'm up 11 packs. The only reason I'm up 11 packs is because I went to Costco recently and I bought the 6-pack Kirkland wipes. So that's why. But makeup wipes I use every day. That number will definitely drop in time, believe me. Shampoo. So shampoo, I started off with 15. I'm down to 12. So I've been definitely working through some shampoo for sure. Conditioner, I was at 8. I went up by 1 to 9. I went up 1 because I sent a Vox box from Influencer. They sent me a shampoo and conditioner, and because I don't use conditioner up as fast as I do shampoo, that's why my conditioner number went up by 1. But shampoo I go through way faster than conditioner for some reason. I don't know why. I don't get it. So hair masks. Oh my god, I gotta sneeze. I'm sorry guys, my allergies are killing me today. Hair masks, I was at 16. I'm down to 12, and I'm plugging strong. Hair serums, I was at 3 in January, and I'm at 3 right now. Serums take a lot. For a hair serum takes a lot more to use up. Takes a lot more time to use up. So that's why I'm at 3, and I've stopped it there. Like, I haven't bought any more because I know I don't need it. Hair leave-in conditioner, I was at 5. I'm still at 5. Lashes, I was at 9 in January. I'm currently at 12. I went up by 3. I actually used up 3. Funny enough, I used up 3 throughout the year. And then I went and I bought a couple extra packs because the ones that I liked, I didn't have any more of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start using the ones are not my favorite to get them out of my collection. And then, continue using the ones I only enjoy that are more natural and all that jazz. Lashes, I find it's hard for me to get through more because I don't use false lashes every time I do my makeup. Like, I'm not wearing false lashes right now. I find they're really uncomfortable for my eyes. So I really only wear them on special occasions or if I'm in the mood for them. If I'm going out somewhere nice, that kind of thing. But on a daily basis, I don't wear lashes. So I have to work on that a little bit just to bring my number down. Hair oil, I was at 4. Now I'm up to 5 because I received a sample of a Dove hair oil that it's like a deluxe size sample. So I've been using a deluxe size sample, and it did increase my number in June to 5 instead of 4. But those I can get through slowly but surely. I do have I have 3 big bottles of hair oil, which will last me for a while. Then I have hair heat protectant. I was at 3 bottles. I'm down to 1, and we're sticking to that for now. Hairspray, I was at 2 bottles. I'm currently at 2 bottles. I won't buy any more than that because I don't use hairspray very often. Hair mousse, I was at 3 bottles. Now I'm down to 2 bottles. Hair curl cream, so it's like when your hair is wet and it's drying naturally, but you want it like curly. I was at 1 bottle, and I'm still at the 1 bottle. That bottle is still kicking around. So dry shampoo, I was at 7. I went down to 4. Body spray, I was at 7. I went down to 5. Hand soap went up. I was at 18 hand soaps. It went up to 25 hand soaps for June. Which, hand soap, I'd like to have a maximum of maybe 6 backups. Because I have 1 in my bathroom. I have 1 in my parents' bedroom, parents' bathroom, and I have 1 in the kitchen. So, and I also have 1 in the guest bathroom downstairs. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 spots in my house that carry a Bath and Body Works hand soap. So technically those definitely get used up quite fast. Perfume, I was at 17 bottles. I'm down to 16 bottles. Deodorant, I was at 5 bottles. I'm down to 2, which is great. I like 2. 2 is good enough. I'm using 1, and I have 1 as a backup. That's where I want to be at. Palettes, I was at 67 makeup palettes, eyeshadow palettes. And I currently in June I'm at 59. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. I gave a few palettes away. Palettes I knew I wasn't going to use. Palettes I knew I would never pull out. Palettes I've never pulled out to begin with. I gave away to someone who would definitely use it more than me. Um, Face serum or slash face oil, I was at 7. I'm up to 9. Just because I got a few deluxe size samples in the last few weeks. So that kind of increased my number by a couple. Eye cream, I was at 7. I'm down to 5. Face masks, I was at 26. I'm down to 22. Candles, I was at 20. I'm currently down at 17. Face illuminators, I was at 4. I'm currently down to 3. Body scrubs, I was at 4. I'm currently down to 3. And face contour palettes was a new category I added for this session. But in January, I started off with 3 face contour palettes, and I'm up by 1 to 4 palettes in total because I did purchase one in April, the NYX contour palette. And that was it, guys. That was my my update on my project pan for 2016, my makeup inventory. You know, when I look at the numbers right now, it's mid-June. A lot of categories did drop. They did decrease, which is great, especially the ones that were larger, like the 300 nail polishes went down to 245, you know, things like that. There are a couple categories that I did increase by a couple, and then there are categories where I stayed the same. So I think, you know, for my next 6 months goal, what I'm going to do is really focus on getting my numbers dropped even more. Like, seriously, the ones that I really want to focus on are probably my foundations. I really want to focus on my foundations. Foundations are a liquid product. They have an expiration date. You know, most, if not all makeup has expiration dates, but liquids are a little bit more finicky to work with. So, you know, you want to make sure you use up your liquids before they expire. You don't want to put expired, you know, liquid products on your skin, especially if you're sensitive skin. You don't want to be breaking out. So I would like to focus on getting my foundations, quite a few foundations used up for the next 6 months. I'm almost done one foundation, so I'm actually really happy about that. I'd like to get, you know, down my BB and CC creams to at least maybe 2. You know, foundations, I'd like to have maybe 4 as my big maximum number. 20 is just too much, so I'd like to bring it down to 4. I know I will not bring it down by 4 by the end of the year. I know that for a fact because it's impossible to finish that many in 6 months. But if I can get at least another maybe 2 or 3 foundations finished by the end of the year, I'm happy with that because I'm on the road to bringing the number down. So that is definitely a goal of mine. That'll go into 2017 as well. BB creams, there's 6. I need to bring it down to 2. I know that'll take me a while because, let's face it, I don't use BB cream every day, usually in the summertime mostly. Concealers are a definite big one that I want to work through. Takes time, again, you guys. Like, concealers, you only use a small portion of your face, so the product lasts you a lot longer. I'd like to get through those as well. The powdered stuff, I'm not really worried about, like my powdered products, my powdered bronzers, my powdered face powders. You know, those will definitely come down in number in time. Lip glosses, I'd like to bring down even more, so hopefully I'd like to drop another 10 if I can. We'll see how that goes. You know, continue with my nail polishes, bringing those down, continue with my shampoos, bringing those down, my hair masks. I'd like, in an ideal world, guys, I'd like to have my makeup collection down to a minimal amount to be able to use. So, you know, my body creams, my shampoos, my conditioners, my face washes, my face creams. I'd like to have maybe 4 backups for each as like my maximum backup stock. That's pretty much it. You know, lip liners are a bit different. Like I have a variety of lip liners because they're different shades for different lipsticks that I own. So I'm not really in a rush to go through a ton of lip liners. So, and lip liners don't really go bad unless they dry out. If they're the type that dry out, then that's one thing. But if they are like the MAC lip liners that really don't, they're a dry formula to begin with, so they don't dry out, then you should be good. But you know, eyeliners and that kind of stuff, I need to start pushing stuff out. So I will be giving a few more things away to people who will use them aside from me, because I will not get to them in time before they, expire. There'll be things that I keep decluttering for now, just because I don't need all of this stuff. I was, it's been a learning process. I don't know about you guys when you do your project planning or what, but it has been a serious learning process for me. When I look at all the crap that I have, all the money that was spent, even things that were given to me by companies for review, I just don't have the room or the space for all of it. And as much as I try the product and give my review, I may not finish the product all the way to the end, depending on what the product is. So if I can hand it off to somebody that will definitely enjoy it after I'm done with it, then yeah, I'd rather give it to someone that will definitely enjoy it. Like those palettes I managed to get to give away, it's been nice to kind of relieve that extra stuff that I really don't use out of my collection, because I know I'm not gonna use it. If I haven't used it up until now, I know I will not use it down the road. So that has been my rule of thumb. If I haven't used it up until now, I'm not gonna probably use it down the road, so there's no point in me keeping it. Do you guys know what I mean? Comment down below if you guys are going through a similar experience with decluttering junk, getting rid of stuff that you won't use, just in general, trying to be as minimal as possible. And don't get me wrong, I know for myself, being a minimalist will not happen overnight. I have a passion for beauty. I have a passion for makeup. I probably won't have like a minimum of 1 or 2 eyeshadow palettes, because I love all of my eyeshadow palettes. After getting rid of the ones that I don't really use or don't really enjoy, I currently, to date now, love all of my eyeshadow palettes. So, it's one of those things where, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. I don't think I'll ever be a minimalist, a hardcore minimalist, but if I can declutter and get rid of stuff that I will not use and someone else can use and, and enjoy, I will do it. And that will be my goal going forward, and that has been my goal since I started this project pan idea 2 years ago, for myself. So if you guys are, in the same position, you relate, let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear you guys. And let me know how your project pans are going. Do you take makeup inventory as well? I know I like to take makeup inventory. I find makeup inventory taking is like an eye-opener to me, instead of just doing project panning and not seeing the numbers, whether they're fluctuating up or down. If I see the fluctuation of going up, then I kind of stop myself from buying a lot of makeup. So, excuse me, I have hiccups. So, like I said, when I see the numbers on, black and white, it kind of makes me, think again, like, do I really need that lip gloss? Do I really need that lipstick? If I really want this perfume, I need to finish 3 bottles of perfume. That kind of thing. Last year in 2015, I did a project pan where I used up 3 and I bought 1. I did that for a while. I did that for an entire year, but I found that I was still buying too much. So, taking my inventory is just kind of easier for me to see the numbers and kind of stop myself and say, nope, certain categories you just don't need it because they're too high. They need to be dropped down. Until they're dropped down, there's no point in you spending money and wasting it away. So, to the companies that will send me stuff for review, I don't get a lot of stuff sent for review. A lot of the stuff I have from my, my own money. But, it's time and time again, somebody will ask me to review something, and I will, but I'll give you my honest to God opinion, whether I like it or whether I dislike it. You guys know I will tell you if something is wrong or if something is amazing. I will never hold back on that, because that's just who I am. I'm very blunt, I'm very honest, and sometimes a lot of people don't like that because I'm that blunt. What I say, oh well, what can you do? Yeah. That's all I got to say for today. I know it's been a long video. I'm sorry, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It will happen. My next update for Project Pan 2016 is probably going to be end of December, so New Year's Eve-ish, I guess. Maybe not New Year's Eve, exactly New Year's Eve, but, New Year's Eve-ish time frame, that week of sometime that week you'll get my last update for the year and my final numbers for the year, and what my goals will be for the following year, and then come January of 2017 you guys will see a new video and what my goals for project panning will be then. But for now, we're going to try and get through the next 6 months of, project planning, decluttering, getting rid of stuff that I will not use. That's all. That's all I have. Thank you so much for spending this time with me and going through my makeup inventory and looking at my numbers. If you guys have any questions, if you want to know anything, any tips about me doing this, or if you have any tips for me, let me know down below. I love talking to you guys. Thank you so much again for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, everyone. Mwah.